a time.
Hudson pulls up, and there it is.
Atlanta ready to seal the deal.
Great barrier thief. Trey, what a move.
Will fire one up at the buzzer.
Behind the back.
Wilkins, look out.
Wow.
Going over here, Minnesota stands up top, lone at the top. It looks like they're going to stay there at the top. Golden State, this is a team that's kind of shaky a little bit. They've been 7-3 the last 10 games. They are currently 2 games ahead of Vegas, 2 games ahead of Atlanta, 3 games ahead of Indiana, 4 games ahead of New York and Washington. So it's looking kind of like Indiana is the last team that has a chance to catch Golden State if Golden State just has an absolute collapse. Like I said, they have been losing a little bit lately. So there you have it. It's just an interesting situation to watch out for. First of all, to both of y'all, do y'all think any team will catch Golden State at that number 2 spot?
No, I don't think. I think the top 2 might be kind of locked up at this point. I don't think anybody's going to catch them.
Okay. Go ahead, Brooklyn.
I think it's possible only because Vegas got an easy schedule. Vegas don't play nobody, so it's really up to Golden State at this point.
We'll see what happens when those lights get bright and they hear them footsteps. A Nubian was asking are the Spurs going to bring in a big body to help out Wemby? And Brooklyn's response to that was, can Wemby be the big body that he needs and go to the gym? Nubian's response was, can DeWanna Bottom put on 20 pounds? Nubian, it's over with, brother.
Yeah, it's over with. At this point in her career, this is who she is.
She is who she is. It's over with, brother. She is who she is. This is it for her. This is the final couple of months of her career, and we'll see what happens. But she is who she is. A skinny, stretch 4, versatile scorer, front-facing player. That's who she is. So, okay, so you have the top 2 locked. You got Vegas 3. Okay, so now everything it's Indiana, 1 game on the Dream. New York, 2 games on the Dream. Washington, 2 games on the Dream. And Dallas, 3 games on the Dream. Do you see anybody leapfrogging the Dream at the 4 spot?
I'll go. I feel like the Dream, the only team they probably got to worry about is Indiana. Like we said, who's going to get home court advantage? I believe that's a lock, right? If you look at both of the games remaining, they both have an easy schedule remaining, so they both should win most of their games. The Fever have to play the Lynx a couple times, so we'll see what happens with that. And they also got to play the Mystics. Right, so we'll see what happens with that Mystics games, and we'll see what happens with both of those Lynx games, and then what happens with Atlanta is they're gonna have to play. They play the Mystics, they play New York, and they play New York a couple times, I believe. So depending on how both of those teams handle those games is gonna decide who got home court advantage. But I think either Atlanta gets 4 or Indiana gets 4, and I believe that's who we seeing in the playoffs. The question is whether we got home court advantage or not.
Okay, so it sounds like Brooklyn's pretty. He thinks the top 5 is the top 5.
Yeah, I think the same. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana jumped Atlanta, because Atlanta does have Minnesota and New York back-to-back at the end, and those games aren't going to be easy. So I wouldn't be surprised if things kind of shifted, and I wouldn't be like, honestly, Atlanta, Indiana, New York, I wouldn't be surprised if those 3 teams ever shifted, like within these next 2 weeks or whenever not 2 weeks, but when the season ends, I wouldn't be surprised if like these teams were in different standings. But all Atlanta really got to do is just keep winning, and they'll stay in that spot.
I'm following now what you were saying now with Vegas of if New York and Indiana leapfrogs Atlanta and Atlanta drops to 6, then you have Vegas. Oh, that's yeah. That's the first round exit. You did all that, sold out the man. I'm about to say Mercedes Benz. That's what it felt like sometimes with Angel Reese. You done sold out State Farm, brought out every rapper that's ever rapped in the city of Atlanta. Bring out DB at the end just to lose in the first round. I don't know, man. They got a lot at stake here. There's a lot at stake with these final few games. So I guess with that being said, we can go speaking up to wrap up these last 6 games. So you have 2 more games this week before the break, the America break, and then you return at the end of September for 4 more regular season games. Goodness gracious, that they literally only have just 3 kind of gimme games with respect to Portland of teams already eliminated. That's Portland on Friday. Where is that? That's in Atlanta? Okay. So you got Portland in Atlanta. Then you have Minnesota in Atlanta. So Olivia Miles' lone trip to the ATL for the people. Like you said, Malik, that game should probably be in State Farm instead of the Chicago Sky game. And then you have the break. And then you have Connecticut, Sky, New York twice. Okay, if I had to break this down, I'm going to say the 3 gimmies are all wins. Portland, Connecticut, and Chicago. I feel like they're probably all in tank mode at this point. So those are 3 wins. Minnesota, New York, 2 games. What do y'all have them going that run? They should go 2-1, especially after DB. So I'm going to say 2-1. But knowing the dream, it could definitely be a 1-2 situation. I definitely think they're going to get 1, though. How do y'all feel about those 3 games to end the regular season?
I'm gonna say the one that scares me is obviously the Lynx game. New York been stinking it up all season. So I'm gonna say I'm a listen, because as a Dream fan, I don't want to say my Dream ain't going into the playoffs with the right mindset. So because I feel like they're going into the playoffs with the right mindset, I think they beat New York both games. The Lynx game is kind of up in the air, and I know that's tough to say that because usually you don't beat a team back to back. So I'm probably wrong. They probably lose one of those games, but I'm gonna step out on faith and say they beat New York twice because New York defense sucks, and they don't go through Jonquel Jones, which I feel like is their strength. Right? She's at the 3-point line too much. So I'm gonna say they lose to the Lynx. I'm gonna say they beat New York twice, 2-1, like you said.
I did not hear the question. I was talking to somebody. I'm sorry. What was the
No,
question?
you good. So for the final 6 games, there's 2 games this week before the America break. That's Portland and that's Minnesota. Then after the break, you have Connecticut, Chicago, and then New York twice. I think that there's 3 gimmies here: Portland, Connecticut, and Chicago. All those teams are eliminated from the seat. I think at this point, they are tanking, except for Chicago, because Chicago doesn't have their pick. But the Dream are still a better team, so they're going to win regardless. So those 3 games are gimmies. The 3 games that are toss-ups and the games that we're talking about right now is Minnesota at home on Sunday, Olivia Miles' lone time to Atlanta this year, and then New York at the end of the year. I think that they're going to go 2-1 in that stretch. Brooklyn also has them going 2-1, but he has them going 2-1 sweeping New York and then losing to Minnesota. I think they can beat Minnesota and then split the New York games. So where do you stand with those 3 games?
Good question. That's a good question. I think they'll split. No. I think they can beat New York both times. I think they'll lose the Minnesota one. I think that's the most. I wouldn't say most logical, but I think that makes more sense to me. I think they could beat Minnesota not Minnesota. They can beat New York both times, and then Minnesota they'll lose.
Nubian, who do you have? Nubian, who do you have? Because Nubian said the Liberty have size, but they are soft. What do you have in those 3 games? You have them going 2-1. Okay. So both of y'all. I don't know, man. Like Minnesota has it going. I ain't gonna hold you. And Olivia Miles kind of looks unstoppable right now. I think Minnesota probably wins it all, to be honest. As of right now, but we haven't even gone into the America Cup. Everything could change post break and going into the postseason and stuff like that. But I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see the end of the season. I'm gonna give Nubian a second to respond. If Nubian doesn't respond in the chat, then we gonna wrap this thing up. Because Malik, you at the Battery?
Literally, I'm parking right about to park right now.
Okay. Bet. So with
perfect pod.
Yeah. Hey, look. I was sensing it because, like you said, you was quiet. You was getting more quiet at the end. So I was like, oh yeah, he probably there. So Nubian got them going 2-1. They got them going 2-1. Losing to Minnesota.
Malik is the guy that I met the last time I was on, right? With the glasses.
Yeah.
Shout out to peace to you, Malik. Peace, brother.
At the beginning of the season, you came on like shortly after Angel resigned. It was at the beginning.
Yeah. We was talking about it. Yep.
And then I came on your live.
We were supposed to do Atlanta Dream Pod together. What happened?
Oh yeah. See, hey, I'm glad you on, Brooklyn. Let's talk about it. All right. Hey, Malik, let the people know where they can find you, so I can talk to Brooklyn.
For sure. Y'all can find me _Malik ATL on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. Just type in Malik Brown GSU. You guys can find me there.
All right. There it is. Thank you. Appreciate it, Malik. Everything like that. I'm glad that the drive went safely. All that. There, Malik, right there.
All right,
Shout out Nubian.
Be easy.
All right, brother.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Okay, about the Atlanta Dream Pod. So this summer it got out of my hands, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It got out of control. Every time you hit me up, I was doing something, or I was about to sleep. Because I was like, bro, because the sleep was few and far between this summer, bro. It got out of my hands. And then when you said, let's do the Dream Pod, I said, oh, for sure, let's do it. I'm hyped. Bro, I ain't even do my own pods this summer. We barely did this pod, Birds and Buckets, and I didn't do my pod 1 a.m. at all this summer. Like, we literally just did our first couple episodes back the last couple weeks since I got back in town. So that's just what it was, bro.
Listen, man, you already know me, man. I'm playing around with you. I know you were busy, man. I know you already told me that you had a lot going on. So I'm joking around. I ain't taking personal or none of that. You already know you my guy. Whenever you have time, we'll lock in and we'll do whatever we do. But yeah, of course, bro. You already know that. I ain't stressing nothing.
No,
you know what I mean? Like you always one thing I will say. Listen, hold on. One thing I will say. And this pertains to you. This pertains to a handful of, not many people, but a handful of people in this space. I appreciate good energy. I appreciate good people. And you one of those people since day one, since I met you. You already know. The first time I met you, I was like, oh, I seen your channel before. Rashad, what's up? I tried to, I wanted to lock in with you because I seen you and I saw you was doing good things. And you've been nothing but respectful and gracious with me ever since. So we don't got to do nothing ever again in life. I still got nothing but the utmost respect and gratitude towards you. And that's how I am with everybody. Like, if somebody is good energy for me, if somebody coming to my life and they good people, regardless of we ever do anything again, that's just how I operate. We rock in the same way. Same thing with my friends. I could have friends that I ain't speak to in 10 years. As long as we left on good terms, next time I see you, you still my guy. You get what I'm saying? That's how that go. So yeah, I already know you had some things. You already told me, and you ain't got to tell me twice. You told me you had some things coming up. Your life got busy, hectic, whatever. And you see, I ain't hassle you about it. All I do is the only thing I do is just so you notified if something comes up. If I'm doing something, yo, bro, this is what I'm doing. If you got time, lock in. If you don't, I see you when I see you. That's all. That's how that go.
That's peace, bro. That's peace. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's a movie, but
that's a fact.
Nubian was asking once again to end the pod. The Wanna Bonner is going to be interesting. Who do you think they let go? once again, we looked at the roster and
It
with
might
the
have to
money,
be
so
him, bro.
yeah. I mean, Shatori. DB is getting 116 reportedly. So the players getting at least 116. Pau and Ali and I are out. They're out the question because they both make under 116. So it starts at Sika Kone and Shatori Walker Kimbrough, and we think it's going to be Shatori.
And I think you keep Sika just for the depth at big, just in case you don't know what happens. You wanna have another body to rebound. So I think you got to keep a Sika.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Brooklyn. So yeah, I appreciate the kind words and all that, and the support. Definitely, like even dropping in when you dropped into lives with the press conferences and stuff like that, and you was like everybody thumbs up and stuff like that. Those lives really went up just simply because you was in the live saying like it up.
Yeah, man.
So
Listen,
like,
I do that to everybody though. Like that ass. Like I go to different people. I don't care if they small channels or big channels. If I feel like that person got good energy, I go in their lives. I tell the people, hey, listen, like, so I do that. That's just how I move. I operate with everybody, man. I try to give good energy because that's how good energy come back to you.
100%. And look, now you monetize. You all big baller now. You say I don't do lives no more.
Man,
I do shows. I do pre-recorded shows.
Not real talk, because I'm trying to land a sponsor. So what I'm doing is I'm doing like my show. I'm actually recording it tomorrow. I record every Thursday and I release it every Friday. And it's an hour show. Is an hour edited show. It's basically the same thing we do with the lives. It's just that I'm controlling it. It's edited, and I'm trying to have fun with it. You're gonna see. I'm adding some things to it. There's gonna be some segments. I'm having some fun.
They come out clean.